Welcome to Technique Friday with Els. Today I'll be creating a sparkly butterfly card using the Bloom and Earth glitter palette sets. So this is a different technique that I'm going to show you. So these are the dies I use. So this is the Butterfly Aperture and it comes with a solid. So you can use a solid and then you can cut this in it. So you have the butterfly by itself. And then you can use the solid as a background. But today I'm only using this part of the die set. And then I'm also using the banner sentiments. So this is the die set from the banner sentiments. And these are the stamps to go with it. So it has just because, best wishes, celebrate, happy birthday, think of you, hugs and kisses, thanks a bunch, miss you. So just sentiments you can use for a lot of different cards. So these are the colors I use. So this is the Earth set and the Bloom set. So I'm using the copper bronze, the ice teal, and from this set, the periwinkle, the lilac, and the clear. And of course, the different sets work really well together as well. So that's the big shots. And then here I have a piece of regular tape. I'm going to use that later. And then this is the tape on white cardstock. And I use the tape sheets in this case because the tape sheet, they have a paper back. So what I did, instead of normally this would show, but I made it that the double-sided adhesive on the cardstock showing that paper side up. Because I'm going to cut this butterfly in that paper, in that tape. If I would use this one, this top, this would go everywhere, it would slide. But because this has a paper side, I can actually tape it down and it will stay. So that's why I choose the sheets in this case. I hope I made it clear. Because I don't want that butterfly to move. And if I would have that Elizabeth Craft Designs showing up, you cannot adhere that butterfly to that piece of cardstock with the double-sided adhesive on top. So I'm going to put this, it needs to be nice and centered. Then I'm going to tape that down. Oh, put my tape together. See, and it needs to stay in place. And you can imagine that if I would use this one, my butterfly would not stay in place. So that's why I want to have that paper side. So now I'm going to run it through. Here. And then you will get an imprint in your cardstock with the double-sided adhesive on top. I'm going to take my plates. I'm going to put my big shot away. So now here I have my plates. I'm going to turn it around, so still in between the two plates. And now here I have my butterfly. And now I'm going to take my piece of double-sided adhesive. And I'm going to adhere that, and I made it slightly smaller than the other piece. And I'm going to put this on the back. So what this will do, it will make sure that there will be no pieces falling out from that butterfly. So it keeps all the pieces in place. Then I'm going to turn it over. And now I can take off that butterfly, the die. And you will see how I have an imprint in my tape. So what you need to watch, oh, I'm glad that happens. You see, I have one little piece here that the paper stayed behind here. So I need to put that back because I'm going to take out pieces as I go. So I just push that out, pick it up with my tweezer, and put it back in place because everything needs to be covered. You see, so now here I have my butterfly, and now as I go I'm going to take pieces out, but because my outside is dark, that's the darker color, I'm going to do that first. So now I'm going to take this off first. And of course you need to watch that you don't pick up any other pieces. So I'm going to carefully remove that, and while I do this, I'm going to watch that there are no pieces of the paper staying behind in the part I'm taking off now, because I need to pick those out as I go for different colors. Okay, just wiggle it around. So watch what you're doing. You see, and everything, all those parts stay behind. And I might tear this piece, so I might need to pick something up with my tweezer. I see, you see that part? Well, I can actually take it out like that. Here we go. Just carefully remove that. There we go. And I know like this piece needs to go, that kind of, and for the rest I think I'm good, you see. So now I have my butterfly here, so now all the white will be sticky. So now I'm taking my copper bronze, I'm going to sprinkle that, one side first, brush it off, and clean the back as well, and then do the rest. And this is fun to do because as you go and picking up those pieces, you will see that that butterfly starts to come to life. So brush it off. And then of course polish, as we always do. Put this back into the jar. And for this you want to use cardstock that is not too thin, because otherwise you will cut all the way through easily. So I used 100 lb soft finish cardstock. So not too light, because otherwise the pieces will fall out too easily. See, now I'm going to polish. So make it all sparkly and rub that glitter in there, because then the next color will not stick to it. So you really want to polish well in this case. I think this should be enough. So now you have that really nice sparkly background. I'm going to start with the periwinkle. So now I'm going to pick up all the pieces that I want to have in that periwinkle color. So I'm going to do the same on the other side, pick up the same pieces. Almost there for this one. And then I have to say, sometimes it happens that you pick up the tape. If that happens by accident, because you need to kind of only pick up the paper. If you by accident poke in, might happen once that you know, your first time or your second time. If you by mistake pick up the adhesive as well, what you can do then at the end, so when you've done all the colors, you take your glue pen. I have a quickie glue pen from Sakura at home. You pick up your glue pen, add a little bit of glue in that area, sprinkle the glitter, then leave it to dry, and then you can brush it off and polish it. So now all these white pieces will be in the periwinkle. Tap it off. Of course, brush it off well. You see, I brush it off from the darker color easily, because that's already polished. And then I'm going to the next one, the iced teal. So I do the same, just pick up all those pieces. So last few pieces for the iced teal color. And this is so much fun to do, of course. You can imagine with a lot of dies, like we have beautiful hard dies, this technique will be really nice as well. Oh, almost spilling the glitter. Brush this side off already. And then glitter the other side. And brush that one off. So now polish this one. So that's the second color for the butterfly. Now we're going to the lilac. So the last part for that color. That's the beautiful lilac. So same again. Tap it off, brush it off on this side already. It's a beautiful butterfly if you just cut it out of white cardstock and the overlay as well. So do a solid white one. Gorgeous design. And it's a nice, you know, it fills up a card front. That's nice as well. polish again. And then the last pieces, which will be the clear ones. So that's for this technique. Our fine pointed tweezer works perfectly because it's easy to pick out those tiny pieces as well. So almost done. And then we can start putting the card together. You see those tiny little pieces with the tweezer. I can easily pick those up as well. Sprinkle this one. And this is the clear one. So I tap it off here, but I'm going to brush that off. I'm first going to put my glitter back into the jar. So tap it off, but I don't want any contamination in this one. So I'm going to put this back first and then brush it off. And then polish it as well. So now I'm going to glitter the two pieces that go on the card as well. So this one and the clear one in the back there. So for the clear one, just go in there with my tweezer, take this off. So this is going to be totally clear. And with the clear one, so I use white cardstock now, but because this one is totally clear, so when you use blue cardstock or red cardstock or whatever, that will show through. Polish. I put it in my film so that I don't pick up any colored glitter from the... So that's the clear piece. And then this one is going to be in the lilac. Take my tweezer again. And sometimes it's also handy when you leave a little extra piece of cardstock on the side here, then it's easier to take off your release sheet. But in this case, I forgot to do that, but it is actually easier, and then you just trim it off at the end. Brush it off a bit. And then we're going to polish this one. My glitter tray away. And that's the card. Center this nicely here. And then with the lilac. And then the just a note. I stamped that already using the platform, but let me put my butterfly on first because then it's easier to center that part. Oh, of course I have the double-sided adhesive here on the back already from what I put on there in the beginning. And I don't know if you can see, but I can see the cut here from the butterfly. That's why you put that double-sided adhesive on it in the beginning, so the pieces don't drop out. This one. And now I can take my just a note piece. I can kind of look at the wings, where it's supposed to go. I think I'm centered here. There you go. That's it. Thank you for watching. I've suggested a couple of videos I think you enjoy as well. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and download the free project sheet. See you next time.